It says there's no people. Hello and welcome to the Downsized. Oh, there is people. Hello, people. Party people in the house. Woo woo. Welcome to the Downsized. This is the channel where we talk about weight loss and everything else with GLP-1 medications. My name's Laraine Durham. I've lost over 50 pounds on compounded tirzepatide. I'm here with my illustrious husband of 23 years, Christopher Durham. He's lost over 100 pounds. And so here we are. Take it away, Christopher.
Of course. This is our live opportunity every week, usually Wednesday nights, where we get to talk to you, answer questions, celebrate your wins, introduce you to JoJo.
JoJo is our cat.
For the lady who wanted us to put JoJo away, sorry, JoJo is on salary and is actually part of the Downsized staff. Actually, she is the president. We were downstairs and I said, JoJo, it's time to come upstairs for the live. So she said, okay. And she followed me up the stairs. And I said, JoJo, it's time to come in here. And she said, oh, it's time? All right. So here we are. So ask us all your questions tonight about GLP-1s, but we're not doctors. This is not medical advice. JoJo's not a doctor.
JoJo is not a doctor. JoJo is a cat. This is not medical advice. We're not doctors. We've just had some personal experience over these past 2.5 years
Yep.
of using GLP-1s. We started September 29th of 2023. And now it is May the something of 2026.
27th. Wednesday, May 27th.
Oh, it says on your computer.
Top
okay.
right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. May 27th. Yeah, I'm out of words. Take it away, Christopher.
So we are currently getting ready for the Downsized at Sea cruise. I would love to tell you to go sign up for the cruise, but the cruise is sold out.
Sold out. No more spots available.
I think we now have
82.
I think there's a few hangers on, some family and members out there as well. So there might be like 84, 85 total, all responsible
82 official Downsized signups.
Yeah.
Some might have booked outside of our group that are not actually with us. But 82 people going on the Downsized cruise. So we leave for that cruise a week from today. So a week from today, we might try to do like the live in the lobby of the hotel from Miami. So, make sure you like and subscribe because you never know where we're going to be doing a live show or a show. We've done a weekly weigh-in from Times Square. We've done our weigh-ins from cruise ships. We've done one from Paris was that just last week?
Something like that. We've done one from Amsterdam. We've done one from UNC Chapel Hill. We've done all kinds of stuff.
Where in the world are Laraine and Christopher?
I'm in San Diego.
Yeah. So, so we hope that you'll like and subscribe to the Downsized if you haven't already. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. I told my dental hygienist this morning. So if you guys have watched me for any amount of time, you know that I like Kashi cereal. The Kashi high protein peanut butter cereal. You get I'm not sponsored by Kashi, but Kashi, if you're watching, I'd like to be.
We would certainly,
I mean, I eat it all the time. It's like my favorite.
We can make you the official cereal of the Downsized.
10 grams of protein. I think maybe 10 grams of fiber. There's a lot of fiber. There's a lot of protein. I put Fairlife milk or a Fairlife milk dupe on it. I get a lot of protein going. So Monday, Memorial Day, I'm eating my cereal, watching the Today Show or whatever's on our TV. And I'm getting to the end of my bowl and I crunch something. I'm like, that's something's not right. And I chipped the here. I chipped the back side of my tooth.
But it wasn't the cereal's fault. It was your teeth's fault, correct? That's what the dentist said.
I mean, I'm not going to quit eating Kashi cereal, but I had a feeling back there, and I remember when it happened, and I don't even think I had met. It happened when Diane went with me to buy the car I had before I met you. That's how long ago it was. So anyway, well,
that was at least
I had crunched on a hard candy.
filling.
There's a tooth colored filling on the back of my tooth. that the Kashi cereal dislodged, or maybe it was just time for it to dislodge. Those things don't last forever. So this morning I had to go first thing in the morning into the dentist, and I guess it was a pretty easy fix. I mean, they didn't have to give me any Novocaine or anything. So the lady, the one hygienist was helping, and then the dentist, and then when we were done, another hygienist came in. Her name is Susie. And I'm like, oh, hey, Susie, how are you? She and I used to go to the same Weight Watchers meeting here locally. I said, oh, Susie, are you still going to Weight Watchers? She goes, yep, every Saturday. I said, well, how's it going? She goes, I started Mounjaro and I'm down 38 more pounds. Now, Susie probably started Weight Watchers probably close to 300 pounds, lost 100. So we would see Susie like every 6 months when we would go into the dentist office, and we would just see her go down and down and down. And then I started going the same Weight Watchers time as her, and so we got to talking even more. And so I guess she's type 2 diabetic being on Mounjaro, and she said, yeah, it's just really helped me. And I was like, I got so much grief in that Weight Watchers meeting telling people about GLP-1s, but now everybody's kind of getting on board with it, right? So I was very glad to see her, very glad. And then the hygienist who had been working on me said, oh, I really need something to help me. And she had some weight to lose, so I was talking to her about it. And she said, my doctor prescribed me Wegovy, but it was so expensive. I can't afford it. I said, well, I do compounding. You could get it for $199 a month plus $79 membership fee. She goes, I can't even afford that. She said, I'm on a fixed budget. I'm divorced. I have bills. She said, I can't even afford that. And I was like, oh, dang it. She said, but my doctor says he thinks I might have sleep apnea. And if I qualify for sleep apnea, maybe I could get Zepbound. I said, go get a sleep study. She goes, but you know what? It's $500 to get a sleep study, and it's not covered by her insurance. And I was like, you know what? That just sucks. I mean, right? I mean, because here's people that could benefit from this medication, that need this medication, that just can't get access to it. So it was really... And she was really down on herself because, she was telling me, I know you guys are surprised. She was telling me like her whole kind of story, and that she had been injured a few years ago, and that had caused her to gain some weight, and she had to be on some medication. And now she just can't. She said, I wasn't ever a heavy person growing up, but I had this accident and I was injured, and now I just can't get this weight off. She said, I just need a jump start. I just need something to help me. And I was like, well, you probably, need a little bit more than that. But if you can't afford it, like what? And there's so many people that are in that same boat, and it just really is so frustrating. So anyway, that was my morning. It was kind of traumatic to get that done first thing in the morning.
She came back very grumpy and upset. Yes.
Well, it's I think just the stress of holding your mouth open, and it's kind of like you smell the teeth kind of grinding away, and it's just kind of, it's not pleasant. It wasn't painful. It was just very unpleasant and stressful. And so after I was done, I said, you know what? I feel like I'm not even awake yet. My appointment was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, there's a Starbucks over here. Let me go get some coffee. So I pulled up my app, and I was like, oh, I forgot about the protein lattes they have at Starbucks.
We did a review of the lattes and made a video of it. You should watch it.
You'd probably have to go in the search bar and put in Starbucks to pull it up. It's been a while since we did that. And I really like the sugar-free protein lattes. I had completely forgot about them. So I got one of those, and I forget how many grams. I think it was like 40 grams of protein, 37 grams of protein. It was good. But I still really have not been awake all day. I've just kind of been dragging. Yeah. But I had a good protein start to the day. I didn't eat any cashew cereal. I drank a Fairlife dupe shake. So at Aldi, I went to Aldi yesterday. We had no food in the house because, we were out of town. And then, so I spent some money at Aldi, got a bunch of new stuff. And one of them was the Fairlife milk dupes. And they're, I want to say $7 or $8 for a 4-pack. So I drank one of those for breakfast. It's 30 grams of protein. And those are tasty. Like, when we did I'm just kind of rambling on here.
It's my life.
We did a protein shake, taste test review. You can go and watch that one too. And the Fairlife milk one was number one. But those things are expensive. And I know people get them at Costco and it saves them a little bit of money. And if you see them on sale.
The problem is the other ones were so bad I wouldn't drink them anyway.
Well, Premier Protein for me is a close number.
When you taste that bad, anything's expensive.
You think the Fairlife?
Yeah, the Fairlife is the only one I would drink. The Premier Protein, I wouldn't pay a penny for.
Oh, no, I like the Premier Protein. Premier Protein, call me. And I also, anyway, so if you go to Aldi, they have lots of dupes of lots of different protein products.
A lot of grocery stores have the Fairlife dupe now. Mm-hmm. All right, there's 204 of you out there. Hello, everybody. Christopher Durham, Laraine Durham. We're the Downsized. We talk about GLP-1s. If you'd like to leave a question, you can start it with a QQQ at the front of it, and I'll try and get through that. If you've got something you'd like to tell us or celebrate, you can do that as well. There's 70 likes, so it looks like there's at least, 137 of you that haven't hit that button. So go ahead and do it.
Yeah, hit the like button.
We're
if you don't mind.
Getting close to 50,000 now too. So I think
we get a prize when we get to 50,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Nope.
There's no prize.
Nope.
It's too bad we don't know who the 50,000 they don't tell us. So but thanks for subscribing.
But yeah, so thank you for doing that. And 211 people, 90 likes. So a bunch of you just hit like. Let's see who all's out there. Let's see here. Anna Hoover's our very first
Anna Hoover, how you doing tonight, Anna?
And Becky's right behind her. Hello, Becky.
Clark's here. Hey, Becky, welcome to all. There's Tara's here. Hello, Christopher, Laraine, and Downsizers. I love the picture you posted today. That was me. It's so awesome to see our progress when we look at old clothes. I'm inspired to take a picture next to old jeans. So in case you haven't seen this today, I have some clothes on Poshmark. Just a few things. I've sold a lot of things, because when I lost weight initially, I had some Lily Pulitzer shorts that I really liked, and I hated to just throw them in the Goodwill bag because I thought, I want to get, I'd like to get a little bit of money for these.
And they're expensive.
They were cheap, right? So I put a bunch of them on Poshmark, and that was last year or maybe 2 years ago, and one of them sold yesterday. So I got a notification that it sold. I think I made $20. $20 is $20, right? So I got them, and I have to, package them up and put the shipping label on it. And I held them up, and I'm like, these look really big. I'm like, what size are these? Size 12. I have lots of size 12s from when I started at 193 pounds. And then I held them up to myself, and I was like, and I showed Chris, I said, look at this. And he goes, you never looked that big. And I was like, these are big. So, now the jeans I have on, I think are a 4 or 6. And those were 12. And it almost looked like I could put two of my legs now into one side. You know how those people with the, with the pants, and they're in the one leg of the pants. I don't think it was that extreme, but I was like, this is weird. This is really weird. And I hadn't kept a lot of things, but I did have those Poshmark things in a different spot in the closet, so I just don't ever look at them. And I said, Christopher, take a picture of this, because I couldn't wrap my brain around it. You know how you get body dysmorphia and you're not sure what size you are, and you look in the mirror and you still see yourself as a bigger size, but now you've lost weight with these medications and now you're a smaller size, but your brain doesn't really know the difference. Well, that was a great a great visual for my brain today. So I put it on the community page of the YouTube channel, so you can check that out.
So, and Laraine has not been reading all of those comments. I'll tell you so, Tara. Thank you very much for chiming in.
Other comments?
There were other comments. A number of people were a little.
Were they mad?
That's not really the word.
What?
Discouraged, let's say.
Why?
Because your beginning size was their goal size, and
well, you know what?
Anyway, so Tara chimed in, and a couple of other people chimed in and said basically that, hey, everybody's is at a different place.
I mean, not for anything, guys. I've been as high as 250 pounds.
You don't have to justify your weight. That doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Thank you. Well, I feel like I do have to sometimes, but yeah, we're all on this journey together, right? And some people have 100, 200 pounds to lose. Some people have 50, 75 pounds to lose, right? And we're all battling it. I've been battling it since my mom took me to my first diet center place at age 10, right? So
anyway, thank you for having a civil conversation and for
didn't mean to upset people. I was just
it's fine. It is what it is. I mean, it's sometimes this becomes a competition, and I don't think it really should.
Well,
but let's look at Travis, because Travis gifted 5 downsized memberships. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Travis. Thank you, Travis.
So some of you will have randomly gotten a downsized membership. The YouTube gods decide who gets it. We have no control over that. You'll get it. Basically, you'll have access to Club Downsized, our YouTube membership program, for a month. You can choose to continue or not after that. And that gets you into our downsized, Club Downsized special live. You get custom emojis. You can be in the Club Downsized Facebook group. There's all kinds of fun stuff.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you very much, Travis. Let's see who else is out there. Lynn G.
Hey, Lynn. Good evening from Chicago area. 87 degrees here now. Made it to the beginning of the live. Yay! Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member, Lynn.
And Zach Knighting.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Zach.
SOC 4408 says finally made a show. Jude said.
What did Jude say?
She said, "Where are CD and LD?" I think she was referring to your where in the world is. We're at home.
We're at a house. We're in our world headquarters from North Carolina. Just Sherio. Hello, Christopher, Laraine, and all the amazing fellow downsizers. Juanita Jones is here. Good evening, everyone. My husband and I are headed to house church. Headed to church. Excuse me. So we'll be listening to the replay. Anthony's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Ari from Meridian, Houston, Texas. You're going to have to read these for a minute.
Well, go ahead and drink some water. Woodkirky. Hello, Woodkirky. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Brunella. Let's see. I'm looking for questions here. I think today's Barb's birthday.
Oh, hey, Val.
Did I see Barb?
Hey, Barb.
Did I just pass Barb? Barb, I didn't see you. I don't see you, Barb, but hello, Barb. We'll see Barb next week. So Linda Bookmarler also says happy birthday, Barb. Grammy's Protein Kitchen. Hello, everyone. Terry Locken here. We did an interview, or Laraine did an interview with Terry Locken today. That'll come out next week. If you haven't signed up for a downsized dish, please go ahead and do it. You can sign up, and actually the calendar goes out a year, so you could sign up for December if you wanted to. It wouldn't really matter. But come do an interview with us. I will publish as many. If I could get 7 a week, we would do 7 a week. Anthony says, JoJo. It's Anthony's cat there.
Hey, JoJo kitty. You're a good kitty.
Here's a question from Brian Silver Health Quest. Who is dealing with waking up at 3 a.m. wide awake on higher doses of tirzepatide? I routinely wake up at 3 a.m., but I don't know that it has anything to do with tirzepatide.
Has to do with jet lag, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the jet lag.
I don't know that I can correlate that, but I mean, it could be. Patty says, hello. Hi, everyone. Hope you all are having a great week. Hey, Patty.
Michelle Frank, who's coming on the cruise and is a member of Club Downsized, says, hi, all storming in Florida. And I just talked Michelle into doing a live studio audience interview a follow-up interview on the cruise. It won't be broadcast live. We'll record it, but she's going to do a interview. Kirsten says JoJo's the only reason I'm here.
We know Kirsten.
Patricia Mansour says Mansfield, Louisiana.
Also at Aldi this week, they have occasionally they have these little kitty houses with a little kitty scratch pad in them. And this week's version was a little Aldi. So it's a little kitty house that's shaped like a little Aldi. And I made it for JoJo, and she hopped in it and did the little scratchy thing and stuck her head out. I think she likes it. So
there's
good.
Barb.
There's Barb, metabolic midwife.
Happy birthday, Barb. Gwen Royer also says.
Hey, Gwen. Happy birthday, Barb. LD Ripping NYC. Yeah, so I got this. Isn't this shirt cute? I got it at, actually bought it in New York City when we were there for the Vertex event that we did with our business. I think it either came from American Eagle or Aeropostale. I get those two confused. I was there shopping with my daughter. And so, I was never able to wear anything in either of those stores like ever until now. So I was like, this shirt is cute. So I got it. New York City, 87. My daughter said, people will think you're wearing Travis Kelce's number. I said, well, 87 is the year I graduated from high school. So I think 87 is also the year this company went into business. Sally Ann Good says, hey guys, happy Wednesday. Looking forward to the cruise. All right, Sally Ann.
Ari Houston says, sold out. Wow, that's awesome. I'd love to take credit for it, but there's like 3,500, 4,000 people on it. It's not all us, but
not all us, but we do have a record number of attendees this year for year 2. Down in the Dale, Shelley, hope everyone has a great time on the cruise. I'll be here with my self-diagnosed FOMO, fear of missing out. Maybe next year, Shelley.
Oh, it's Megan's birthday.
Oh.
Not Barb's birthday.
I just happened to be there when she was born.
You indeed were there.
It's funny how that works. Well, happy birthday to Megan. That's Barb's daughter.
You indeed were there. Let's see here. Happy birthday, Nancy Germain.
Hey, Nancy. Good evening, Lorraine, Christopher, and all. My 10-pound, 6-ounce home birth. Holy Jesus, Barb. Really? Wow. My oldest son was 9 pounds, 7 ounces, and he did not come out easily. So I can only imagine how that worked at home. Nancy Germain says, Anthony, one of my sons says the same thing. Moms did all the work. They should get the presents. Who else is packed for the cruise?
Not me.
Not me. Need to get on that. I did actually do a little work toward the cruise today, though. We're getting it organized. Darium says, good evening, Durhams and Downsizers. I came in and hit the like button. Did you? It's not too late. Thanks, Darium. Al Cordes says, officially down 70 pounds at the 10-month mark. Woohoo! Starting weight, 283. Current weight, 213. Wow. I'm at a 31 BMI. Should I continue to a BMI below 30? I don't know, Al. Should you? Feel great at this weight, Al. So started running and actually enjoy it.
I can tell you one of the interviews we did was with an interesting fellow from Miami who's a doctor named Dr. G. And his position was he wanted to get people to at least 27. Yeah. And we know BMI is all a crock of shit. But he wanted to get people to at least a 27 because a lot of the percentages around bad things happening reduced.
I was thinking a lot of the bad things go away. I thought you were going to be more specific. So
it's different for everybody, but basically above 27, your incidence of comorbidities. Or I was reading
cancer.
Dr. Beverly Chang was doing a post the other day. They did a Columbia obesity conference at Columbia University this past week, and one of the doctors talked about we should really stop using the word comorbidity.
Why is that?
Well, that's she said, because the vast majority of things we're talking about aren't something that are comorbid. They're not side by side with it. They're actually complications. They're complications of obesity.
So because I have obesity, I also have high blood pressure or high cholesterol.
And if you didn't have obesity, you probably wouldn't. So it's not that it happened. And now there are some things that just happen in and of themselves. But her position was most of them were actually complications of the disease of obesity.
All right. Tomato, I guess.
Well, I think it matters when you start talking about insurance and diagnosis.
Well, Lord knows insurance is a pickle all in itself.
Amy says hello from Dallas, Georgia.
Hello, Amy. Dallas, Georgia. Barb says, at Al, fantastic. What does your provider say? I'm sure he says, that's great. Deb Marie says, hello, LNC. Doctor visit was today. And yes, I was able to get a script to go up in dose to 7.5 Mounjaro. Hope it helps me drop these last 20 pounds. Well, that's great. Yeah, I think Deb, we were talking to her last night on the members only, and she'd kind of been stuck for a while. We're like, yeah, maybe ask your doctor if you should go up. So that's awesome. We're big supporters of, if the dose is working for you, stay on the dose. Once that dose stops working, maybe then it's time to move up. Travis says, does anyone like protein bread? You found any? It's good. I only found some out here in the sticks. Oro wheat brand, 10 grams per slice. Nice to have that to lean on for lunch. There was another kind of bread somebody told us about they were getting on Amazon.
I think Allie was ordering Hero.
Hero bread. Yeah, I think that was Allie. I just don't, I have not found one that I like. I never really looked for a high protein bread. I was looking for like a low carb bread, I guess.
You were eating all those high fiber breads too. They were just
I keep trying them, and then I'm like, this is just not it. I don't know that Oro wheat brand. I get from Aldi the sourdough loaf. Like it has 4 ingredients or whatever. And we don't eat bread every day. Like usually, actually, we honestly, it's a small loaf and we end up throwing maybe half of it away. But occasionally I want a sandwich or a piece of toast or, but we don't eat bread that much. But when I do eat bread, I like sourdough bread. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you think about that.
I'll do it I don't eat any protein added things. So
you wouldn't eat.
I can only tell you what other people have told me about that. But I'll eat I like for lunch occasionally a piece of toast with some ham and some cheese and a fried runny egg on top of it.
Yeah, I bought some avocados yesterday at Aldi thinking, I'll make avocado toast with my sourdough bread. I got some lovely tomatoes, some eggs, come home and I got the little mini avocados that are in the bag because I figure, at least one will probably be ready to eat. No, none of them were ready to eat. I checked today. They'll probably be ready at like 2:00 on Sunday for a time period of about 20 minutes and then they'll go bad. It's always the way with avocados, I feel like. Becky Clark says, went for my 3-month checkup today after stalling for the first 3 months, down 4 pounds. Okay. 62 pounds lighter in 15 months. Doctor was pleased. I am too. Well, that's great, Becky. That's fantastic.
Let's do this. Boop.
Yay. Good job.
Let's see here. Becky. Al says his provider wants him to get to 25, which that means losing 38 pounds more. Huh?
Seems kind of arbitrary, but all right. I mean, you can always reevaluate the closer you get, right? There's no law. Hello from San Diego, David Rickards, 76. All right.
Looks like a pilot.
San Diego. My grandparents lived in San Diego. It's a beautiful place, as I'm sure you know.
Just Sherry. I just realized that Friday is my 1-year tirzepatide. I'm so thankful and blessed to be on this medication.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hello.
No,
Hello.
I'm just hanging out.
Frankly, Michelle, Al, you do what feels right for you. If you and your doctor are not aligned, you can get a new doctor. That is absolutely true. I don't know how some doctors get so hung up on numbers, and some doctors are like, I don't know, what do you think? It's just like, I guess there's no really hard and fast weight charts or rules or stuff like that. Sunshine Cleveland, thanks for your super chat of $4.99. Thank you for all the advice from you and your community. While I don't speak up often, I heed the non-medical advice. Down 26 pounds in 9 weeks. 96 pounds to go. Well, wow. I'd never know by looking at your beautiful face that you had 96 pounds to go. So good for you. Congratulations on your down 26 in 9 weeks. That's a great way to start off your journey. And we appreciate your super chat.
Favorite comment of the night, Barb Rogers, Premier Protein gag.
People like different things. I was watching Dr. Nadolski on Facebook. He was doing a video about what he buys at the grocery store. He was buying berries. He was buying just random things that I thought, oh, that's perfectly fine. Well, people are like, oh, you shouldn't eat this because it's bad for you. Or, oh, you shouldn't get, gluten-free bread. Well, he's celiac disease, right? He has like thyroid issues, and there's certain things that he has to eat. But he's like doing this video, and I'm like, oh my God, people have so many opinions on so many things, right? And that's fine. Like, everybody doesn't have to like the same things, but
SJC4738 says, have you seen that the Mayo Clinic is looking at studies eventually getting patients off of GLP-1s based on severe criticism of prior studies? I pulled it. I haven't read it yet, but I did see it. It came across my news feed.
I mean, if I get off a GLP-1, I will 100% gain my weight back.
Well, but the biggest thing is, the biggest thing to know about research like that is not that they know the answer, it's that they're asking the question.
Well, but they have an idea of what the answer is.
No, that's not the way it works. Because scientists want to know the answer one way or the other, and they're not doing preconceived science. They're just not.
No,
they're asking questions.
I've heard scientists talking about studies where they wanted to prove one of their hypotheses.
Right, but it doesn't mean that the proof exists. It means that they're looking at it. Well, so asking the question does not mean you know the answer to the question. It means you know the question. That's the way science works.
Well, it should be the way science works. I agree. Anyway, a lot of this research might be funded by Big Pharma, might be funded by, who knows? I mean, this research is expensive.
They'll publish it, so we'll see. I agree, Linda. Shoot for Fairlife.
I don't know. We're not that popular. I don't know. I can't even afford to buy the Fairlife shakes. Maybe if I was a spokesperson, they would send me some for free, right? I don't know.
Fairlife sent Summer a whole box, right?
Did they?
Yeah, Fairlife sent her a influencer box.
I guess we're not good enough.
I think a lot of those. Aren't on YouTube. That's why you need to grow your TikTok.
Oh yeah, we got to be on TikTok. Rachel, first time catching a live. Hey, Rachel. Little Bell's here. Hi, all. Spent Memorial Weekend in Charleston. Did kayaking and had dolphins pop up only a few feet from me. That's cool. Yeah, we love Charleston. My family lives near there. It's a beautiful place. And you had dolphins come so close. That's amazing. Cheryl Groover says, hello all. Any tips for exhaustion? I don't know. I'm pretty exhausted right now. Actually, I'm on shot number 8, 5 milligrams tirzepatide. Yeah. So you're in that, you're just starting phase. Like you're in that second month, finishing up that second month. Yeah. I was exhausted then too. Like I would get out of the shower and be like, that was exhausting. I got to go lay down. Like just sit in the chair, don't move kind of exhaustion. Now, one thing I can tell you is, if you can rest, if you can take a nap at like the day after your shot day, that seemed to help me. If you're, maybe not in a position to do that, make sure you're hydrated. You want to make sure you're getting all your water in. I like to add electrolytes sometimes to my water. There's some electrolytes in here right now that came from Dollar Tree. They're like the cheapy electrolyte version. I also like the very expensive electrolyte version
of
Element. I accept all all forms of electrolytes because I think, sometimes I don't feel like I need the full packet of Element, but if I'm feeling a little tired or a little I think it helps a little bit. Also, make sure you're getting that 8 hours of sleep. Like, sleep is so important, and I don't think we talk about it enough, because when you're tired, like I'm tired right now, I'm really tired, and I have been snacky. I just feel snacky. Today's Wednesday. I think my shot day last week was Thursday, so now I'm at that point in the week where I'm snacky, I'm tired, I had a dentist appointment this morning. It just, a lot of things happening. So make sure you're getting that sleep in, because it really does affect your appetite if you are not getting enough sleep. Right, JoJo?
Nutrition. Go get your blood work done. Make sure you don't have any nutritional deficiencies. You're eating so much less that if you're not getting all the vitamins and the minerals and the stuff your body needs to stay fueled, you will be tired.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't have an iron deficiency, a vitamin D deficiency. There's a lot of those things. And at the end of the day, honestly, it's probably just your body adapting to the medication in the first few months, but you also are eating a lot less. There's a lot of changes. So
a lot of people cut out carbs like right away in an attempt to, lose weight a little faster. And carbs give you energy. So, make sure you are getting some of those complex carbs. And you want to eat your protein first, but you do want to eat some carbs too. How healthy are those proteins in the protein infused foods? Well, they're not. They're highly processed foods, right? They're not. It doesn't grow on a tree or come out of the ground. It's a highly processed food. So, I think it's fine to supplement with those occasionally. They should not be the mainstay of your diet. You can. Like an 80-20 kind of thing.
There's nothing inherently unhealthy about them, but your body needs to digest things. And when your body digests things, it creates natural GLP-1s, which you need in addition to the ones you're taking. So start with real whole foods. And if you need to supplement, okay, I don't do any of the protein things and never have. Honestly, I probably didn't eat enough to begin with. So
we bought some protein water. We just recorded a video doing a taste test on some protein waters, because I thought,
do not recommend.
It's whey protein. It's from like milk, right? It's whey protein. So, but it just didn't. They just don't particularly taste good. You know what I mean?
So they're not bad for you. They're not going to hurt you, but you certainly shouldn't be. That's not your whole meal. That's not nutrition. That's a supplement.
Yeah. Well, JoJo can. Well, thanks. JoJo says, oh. UK Big Chubs here.
Oh, I didn't see UK Big Chubs in there. Hey. So I did an interview with him. Nigel is his name. Fascinating guy. If you haven't watched that interview, go back and watch it. He's a really interesting guy from England. Barb was chatting with him in the comments as well.
Jude, I've got 25 more pounds to go. Seems like forever. Yeah. Well, there's no rush. There's no timeline, right? You'll get there eventually. Just keep going. Travis says, LD, does the body dysmorphia work for you the other way? Do you look at smaller clothes you've bought and think there's no way that they will fit? Yeah, sometimes. Like, I'll be folding clothes and I'm like, whose tiny clothes are they? Like, whose shorts are these? These aren't mine. So yeah, and it really helps to look at it, to put it on the body, to take a picture of me wearing it. It kind of cements there, because just looking in the mirror is not always accurate, right? But yeah, it does go both ways. Travis, I am odd when a size fits now. Yeah, so you go to the store and I remember the first time we were in like the Banana Republic outlet, and I was trying on clothes, and I tried on several sizes till I got to a 4, and I put them on and I zipped and I buttoned them and they fit when they were on clearance. And I came out of the dressing room. I said, Christopher, I think these must be marked wrong because they say size 4 and they're on my butt. You know what? They're on clearance. They probably were made wrong, and that's why they're on clearance. And no, but that was the first time. And I was like, there's no way this is like, it just takes a long time for your brain to catch up. Or my brain anyway. Lori Wise says, I'm on my last dose of Wegovy over 2 months and lost 15 pounds. Doctor switched me to Zepbound 5 milligram through Lilly Direct. My BP was always 148 over 85, now 121 over 70. Doc will be setting me up for bridge in July. Well, okay.
So somebody commented today that her doc had told her that he was not participating. I assumed it was a he, that whoever the doctor was not participating in the bridge program.
All right.
And honestly, it pisses me off.
Why? It's nothing.
There's nothing to participate in. If your doctor tells you that,
get another doctor.
You need to first of all come at them, because all they will have to do is go on the digital web platform that they use for other things. There's nothing new, and fill out a prior authorization. There is nothing to it for the doctors. If they're telling you they don't participate, to be quite frank, that is bullshit. And if they won't participate, you need to find another doctor, because any doctor who won't help you get GLP-1s for $50 is not a good doctor.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I was just like
that. That's
who says that? Who says that?
I mean, some arrogant, pompous GLP-1s are cheating kind of doctor,
well,
right?
They must have written the lady the prescription to begin with, because she was already on it.
Well, then why?
I don't know.
We don't know the whole situation. So, but I'm sure there's doctors out there. We hear it all the time. People saying, "Oh, my doctor doesn't think I need it," or "My doctor won't prescribe it for me, even though I have 100 pounds to lose," or whatever. It's so frustrating.
Darium says, "I'm going to say this with my entire chest. No one has to shrink, dull their shine, refuse to celebrate, feel good, or even brag a bit too many, anyone else to make anyone else feel comfortable."
Thank you, Darium.
You go, Darium. And Travis is right there too.
Darium reminds me of that. Travis says, if you're on remission from cancer, you should not talk about it because others are still struggling to get to that point. Wow, that's a good one. No, it's better to give the hope, I think. Yeah, we applaud when people ring that bell and are cancer free, right? So, yeah, that's a great point. It's Darium. LD, you're doing amazing, and your story will inspire others to try. As you say, your mileage may vary. Keep doing your thing. Thanks, Darium. I appreciate you. Thanks for being our moderator too, and a member, and just an all-around great person. We're going to see Darium in July at the Your Weight Matters conference in Orlando. Curly Q Mom.
I think it's Curly Crew.
Curly Crew. Can't say it. It's a cute dog. I got my sleep study results today. I have moderate obstructive sleep apnea. I think that's a jackpot. I think you just hit the jackpot. And my doctor submitted my Zepbound prescription for approval with Medicare. So excited. That's awesome. What are you doing?
Yeah. I was adjusting the JoJo cam.
The JoJo cam. Yeah. So Zepbound is approved for, is it moderate to severe sleep apnea?
Yep.
So that's fantastic.
Donna Coyle says, today I am down 80 pounds. I'm 74 years old and started compounded tirzepatide in January. This med changed my life.
That's awesome. Thanks, Donna. Awesome. Congratulations. Down 80 pounds. That's a lot in 5 months. Donna's on it. Deborah Kendrick, greetings all from Colorado. Nice to be in the presence of President JoJo. Yes, Jojo says, yes, I have graced you with my presence. Oh, now I made her sit. You want to sit down, Jojo? Okay, there you go. How many times a week do you do weights? Usually, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3. I do generally three group exercise classes a week that have weights in them. And I'm not doing, it's not machines. It's like free weights. So, for example, yesterday, the class that I did, there were like 10 or 12 stations around the room, and some of them were weights. So I would use 15 or 20-pound dumbbells to do lunges or to do triceps or to do, what's that? Where you do the push-up position, but then you have to do a pull with the weights. Anyway, so I do like 3 classes like that a week, and then I do step aerobics is one day, and that's just all aerobics. And then sometimes I'll also do another bar class. Sometimes I do a cardio dance class. It just kind of depends. But yeah. Lynn Cobb says, question. Hello, Downsizer. Just got my second mochi vial. There's a learning curve on when to order. The new vial's bud date expires before the first one. I hate when that happens, right? So you should get the vial that's at least 6 weeks out from the date that you order it. So if you take one shot and order your next one, then, but you know what, if it's within, the best practice is to, once you puncture a vial, you use it within 28 days. You want to use your vial by the date, the best used by date, the bud date on the vial. Has it happened that sometimes I've taken a shot or 2 out of the vial beyond the bud date? Yes. Is that a best practice? No, it's not. It's not going to hurt you, from what we understand from Condi Carmack, our molecular biologist friend. The effectiveness may diminish over time, and that's why they have those bud dates. It's not going to magically go bad on that bud date, but it might be less effective after that date.
Might be. Let's see here.
Grandma, today I was so surprised. My Ring camera image picking up a package delivered, getting there at 48.3 pounds down since October. Why am I not able to read this comment?
I think she saw herself on the Ring camera and went, is that me? Is my read of it, but correct me if I'm wrong, Grandma.
Yeah, sometimes we don't recognize ourselves in the mirror.
And there was like, who's that lady picking up the package?
Who's that skinny lady on my porch? Oh, that's me. Mark Blackmore. Hello, Christopher and Laraine. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Starlight, question. Do you think Zepbound is stronger than compound? I was on compounded by Mochi and went back to using Zepbound, 10 milligrams, both compatible doses, lost nothing on compound, down 1.5 on Zepbound. I will tell you, I have taken branded Zepbound, branded Mounjaro, and compound from probably 7 or 8 different pharmacies at this point. I didn't notice any difference whatsoever. I do think our bodies vary week to week, month to month, dose to dose, and we like to connect the dots, and it's more likely that it's coincidence than it's stronger.
Yeah, I had a very interesting interview with Terry Locke, and I think she's watching now. Hey, Terry. And, she lives in North Dakota, and in her insurance, they will cover the branded Zepbound for 6 months out of the year, and then they stop covering it for the other 6. So she's gone from compounded to Zepbound to compounded to Zepbound. And I said, wow, that's really interesting. Did you notice a difference when you had to switch back and forth? And she's like, nope, no difference. Works exactly the same. So that's what we tend to hear. I think people maybe want to associate, a better result with one versus the other, but it's the same it's tirzepatide.
Here's the thing. If it's working for you, go for it. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I
mean, it's really just a question of cost and what works, what you think works better.
Mark says, Teresa and I are looking forward to the cruise.
Awesome.
It'll be exciting to meet you, Mark. Let's see. Sandy's Asia says, hello, I'm your biggest fan. I enjoy all your videos. I am a 5'11" height man on the 7.5 milligram of Zepbound. I tried to go up to 10. However, I had too many side effects. I started 2 years ago at 335. Now I'm 257. Okay, well, you're doing great then. Let me give you some Mounjaro or some, I don't know why I just said Mounjaro, some confetti.
Here you go. Let me give you some Mounjaro.
Some confetti. You know what? You have to take the dosing in what's going to work for you. And this, beyond price, so set price aside, the single reason that most people stop doing it is side effects. So if you can manage your side effects to make it tolerable for you to keep taking your shot, that's the best way to do it. And I would just assume your body will continue to become accustomed to it, and you can try again at some future date. You can if you need to move up. But it sounds like you're doing great.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Definitely don't want to go up if you have side effects. Becky Clark says, my bladder wakes me up around 3 or 4, or my fur babies wakes me up. Personally, I can't say it's from GLP-1 medications. Yeah, Christopher usually gets up to go to the bathroom about 3 a.m. And usually
I think that's a function of being 57 years old, though. That's not.
Yeah, could be. Jeremy FNYC, have you guys considered doing an episode about the importance of hydration and impact of Zepbound on kidneys? I had to repeat a test at the doctor because I was so dehydrated that protein showed up. Well, that's not good, Jeremy. I hope you have some water right now, and I hope you're drinking it. Everybody take a big drink of water. Okay.
So, Jeremy, typically the way that works is, just from an aside around content and episodes and things, typically we're going to look for an idea that's big enough that it can be 10, 20, 30 minutes, just something that can be meaty and have something to talk about. Hydration is always included in every tips video. I don't know that there's enough there to do an entire, I mean, we could do a short on it, which is drink your water, right?
How much water do you need to drink? You know, that's generally the question that I get.
But I mean, if you've ever watched any of our tips, hydration is always
it's on every single it's on every single tip video I've ever done. It is very important, and if you think about it, not just from the kidney point of view, but it is very important. When your body breaks down fat, how's it going to leave your body? How does it exit? Well, you pee it out, or you sweat it out, or you respirate it out, you know, as you breathe in and out the carbon dioxide and stuff. So if you're not taking in water, there's, you know, just think of it every time you go to the bathroom as fat leaving your body. And that might be a little motivation for people to, you know, maybe have that extra glass of water. So I try to do like between 2 and 3. This is a 40-ounce mug. I usually do between 2 and 3 of these of water a day. And sometimes they have electrolytes in them and sometimes not. And I usually drink a Diet Coke at lunch. I drink coffee in the morning. We drink water with dinner. You know, so there's ways to get it in for sure.
Bama's, I don't know what that went. Bama's guy says, I can't get it out today. Did you have an issue with self-sabotage in the beginning?
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that. I think I have always slightly sabotaged myself. But then, you know, was it myself or was it the food noise that was trying to get me? Self-sabotage in the beginning. I mean, what would that look like? Would that be like eating too much? Maybe. I don't know. What's your take on that?
I mean, I have a tendency to believe the disease of obesity has driven, and food noise. Basically, fat in your body is the largest endocrine organ in your body. And it's sending signals constantly that says, I need more. Make more of me. This protects me. And when you have the disease of obesity, it's 100 times. So I don't really believe that you're self-sabotaging, although there are certainly mental issues, and there's always, we can always have therapy, right? But I believe it's your body in a metabolic dysfunction, having a communication issue, compelling you to do that. What's wonderful, though, is the only true secret to this is take your shot and be consistent, because the medication doesn't care if you self-sabotage. The medication doesn't care if you had a good day. The medication doesn't care if you're motivated. All those things are good. Don't get me wrong. We need to work on all those things, but it's going to keep working as long as you wake up whatever day you pick and you take that shot and you keep doing it 52 weeks later, 110 weeks later, and just keep going. Consistency is what's going to win this. I promise you.
I mean, that's absolutely true. I think back to when I, used to do Weight Watchers before GLP-1. So if I had a good weigh-in, I'd think, oh, I can eat a little bit more, right? Like, what sense does that make? Or some days if I get on the scale and if I was down that particular day, I was like, oh, maybe I can have that treat later today because I was down. Or, you know what I mean? Like, and that's so, like, it's not the best way of thinking about it, right? So now, now that food noise has been taken away, I'm much better at staying on more of a healthy eating kind of plan. And maybe still have an occasional treat, but it's not related to how much I weigh.
So Jeremy F. NYC that says Zepbound is great, but you have to keep hydrated. I once fainted as well from dehydration when starting medication and titrating up. Also need to be careful about too much protein.
Yeah.
I mean, the GLP-1s in general can dehydrate you a little bit, and they can change the way things work in your body. I will say the unpopular thing. I think people drink too much water in general, and I think there's too much, and I think people eat too much protein. I think moderation. Do you need a little more than you normally would when you're losing weight? Absolutely. But when I hear people talking about I needed 300 ounces of water and 150 grams of protein, what?
Well, and that's where we have to say we're not doctors. Please talk to your doctor about what your needs are and what is right for you. And I will also say, it's going to vary it depends on who you ask, right? You ask a nutritionist, they're going to give you one set of rules. You ask a doctor, they might give you another. You look on the online calculator, you might see another. So, but start with your provider and get some guidelines on how much protein do you need to eat? How much water do you need to drink? And you can drink too much water, and I think you can eat too much protein. And then you're to the point of how much protein can your body really absorb in one sitting? 30 grams? 40 grams? I don't know, probably at least 20 or 30. But if you're going beyond that, then I don't really know how much your body can absorb. The science kind of answers vary there. Terry Schwartz says, has anyone experienced dry scalp on tirzepatide? Seems like maybe the last month. Not hair loss, just dry scalp. That's a new one on me, Terry.
I got nothing on that one, Terry.
Got nothing on that.
Is Terry Michelle's sister? Do I remember this correctly?
Who?
Is this lady Michelle Frank's sister?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Or am I remembering incorrectly? If I am, I apologize.
I don't know.
Ari Houston says, any updates from the compound pharmacy world from an enforcement perspective? I'm on brand Mounjaro, however, remain interested in case I ever have to knock on Empower Pharmacy's door down the road. I mean, there's always something going on. 503Bs, the social media universe continues to bemoan the loss of 503Bs. There's no legal path forward for 503Bs. I just don't see it. It is what it is. 503As continue to do it. We've seen some legal movement that wasn't terribly positive in California. There's a law moving through the state of California House that would ban compounding altogether. We saw some movement in Tennessee around PBMs and kind of banning some PBMs that was pretty interesting. I don't see compounding going away anytime immediately. It would require federal action, and I don't see it happening. But that being said, the FDA police could show up tomorrow, and there's no FDA police.
Right. I'm a big fan of compounded. That's how I was able to access the medication. I definitely want it to keep going. I use Mochi. If you're interested in Mochi, my link and my code are in the description. You can save with my link. Will it be around forever? I don't know. I'm gonna be with it until I can't be with it anymore. Anthony says, have you guys ever tried to get your health records from Mochi? No. I asked my provider and she said to ask customer service, but when I asked customer service, an AI messaged me back saying just download it from the site. Yeah, like what record do you want? Like the history of your prescriptions? I can download that. I can download what they call like a super bill and see all, for tax purposes, and it lists all the payments and all the prescription medications that you've received. Beyond that, what other health records do they have? What is it that you're trying to get? Like, I can get a super bill. I can get.
There should actually be your prescriber is keeping notes that you should have access to that.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. If you messaged your prescriber with a specific request, my guy is very accommodating. I have never asked. Lisa Brockington says, Laraine, I saw that you sold your size 12 shorts. I did. Congrats. I went through my closet and got rid of 3 bags of old clothes. Now I need to go through again and get rid of last summer clothes. Down 64. All right. That's awesome, Lisa. Good for you. Yeah. I had some clothes on Poshmark and one of my things sold today. And so I held it up to me now and I was like, seems really big. So anyway, it's great to clean those closets out.
Nancy Germain says, what happened to Dr. G? I haven't seen any posts from him lately. I appreciate his balance. Tough luck. I don't know. I don't follow him, honestly. I'm subscribed to his channel and he pops up, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go look and see.
Not everybody has the YouTube grind worth ethic of
he has
Mr.
he has a lot of subscribers. He's got us beat by a lot.
Yeah. Well, and not for anything. He sees patients.
He has a real doctor, job too.
Right. Yeah. He's actually obesity medicine doctor. So, maybe he's busy with patients and stuff. Terry says, it's Darian. My hairdresser said if you boil rosemary in hot water and then let it cool and use just the water after and massage it, it should work. That helps with the itchiness. All right. It's good to know. Sandy says, what do you normally eat on a typical day? Well,
we don't typically do what I eat in a day, honestly. And remember, we're in maintenance. We're not trying to lose weight. And we're not perfect, and we're not dietitians or doctors.
I can tell you what I ate today. I woke up. I had a Fairlife shake dupe from Aldi. I poured half of it in my coffee, and then I drank the other half and went to the dentist. And after the dentist, I went to Starbucks and got a protein sugar-free latte. Don't usually have that. And then I came home for lunch, and there was really nothing that was appealing to me. So I had a Chobani Greek yogurt with some blueberries that I threw in there and a Magic Spoon. It was like a Rice Krispie treat, only a protein treat that I also got at Aldi that I wanted to try. And then it got to be about 5 o'clock, and I was really hungry. Because guess what? I don't think I had eaten enough in the day. So for dinner, Christopher made I had some shrimp that I got at Aldi, and Christopher seasoned it and grilled it on the stovetop. And we had some green beans that he steamed, and we had some cornbread, and that was our dinner. And that's all I've had to eat today. Probably, and I probably need to eat another protein something before bed because I don't think that's quite hit my protein goals, although I'm probably close. I'm probably at least 60 or 70-ish grams. So, I don't track everything. I don't write everything down. I do sometimes if I'm feeling like I've gotten off track. But I hate tracking because I tracked for so many years on Weight Watchers and it only just stressed me out. It never really was helpful. So trying to get away from that. But I do need to focus on eating more through the day because sometimes I just forget. I just don't think about it, which is weird because I used to only think about it all day long.
Ari Houston, question, I agree BMI is crap. However, isn't BMI currently the sole diagnostic criteria used to diagnose obesity? Do you foresee insurance companies will start relying more on Lancet Commission criteria? Well, that's two different questions. First of all, insurance companies don't diagnose anything. They tell you what they'll cover, but that is no. So the best doctors that I have talked to, and we've interviewed lots of them, when they're the truly obesity certified, will start with BMI and they'll do waist measurement and they'll look at comorbidities and complications and they'll build a full profile before they truly diagnose the disease of obesity, not just overweight, not just you need to lose weight, but the disease of obesity. The Lancet Commission is interesting, and I've done a whole video you can go back and watch on it. I think there's a lot of people that are concerned about, basically they've tiered out the way obesity is defined, and there's pre-obesity similar to like pre-diabetes, and there's a bunch of different criteria there. There's a lot of people concerned about the way that's defined. There's a more interesting model I did a video on probably a year ago, and I can't pull the name of it, but it's based out of Europe. And it's pulling some other criteria. I think we will get to a different, more robust diagnostic tool in the next few years. I don't think we're there yet, though. And I don't think insurance companies will be the last ones to follow because they really don't want to cover us. And
we have a super chat from Gwen. Thank you, Gwen, for your super chat of $5. She says, I had a detailed history sent to me from Mochi, all our visits, etc. I asked my doctor and she sent my request to customer service. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I guess if you need that, you could message your provider through the portal and just say exactly what you need, and hopefully that'll work out for you. Thanks, Gwen, for that. We appreciate that comment and your super chat. Super chat. Shelly says, I've been on Mounjaro for 40 weeks and I'm down 40 pounds. Sounds like a pound a week to me. I'm averaging and happy with that. Still a ways to go, but that's fine with me. That's awesome. Yeah, when we talk about average weight loss, I've discovered recently that maybe people misunderstand when we say average. So if you take your total weight lost, 40 pounds, and divide it by the number of weeks that you've been on the medication. So Shelly, 40 weeks, 40 divided by 40 is 1. So she's lost 1 pound per week. Pounds divided by weeks. So we say the average on this medication is between 0.5 and 2 pounds per week, or 1% of your body weight per week. If you weigh 200 pounds, that's 2 pounds a week, right? Because 2 is 1% of 200. Anyway, math is mathing, right? So you generally want to be between 0.5 pound and 2 pounds a week on average. Now, some people are going to lose a lot at the beginning, or maybe some people lose not so much at the beginning. But over time, it should average. Like Christopher lost a shoot ton of weight at the beginning, but then over time, his average was down to around 1 pound a week. So.
Let's see. Sorry, the comments jumped. I was trying to get back to where we were.
Get back, JoJo.
I know. Well, JoJo's napping, so JoJo's not getting back.
Should we antagonize JoJo? Jojo. We've got some suitcases downstairs that we're still in the process of unpacking from our last
and now
trip.
repacking for the cruise.
And Jojo was jumped in them this morning, was sleeping in them and looking like, if I sleep in them, then you can't leave because then you can't get the suitcases back. But Jojo likes a suitcase, don't you, Joe? They weren't really suitcases. They were more like our rolling travel business trade show kind of case kind of things. Oh, what's happened there?
I'm not really sure. Oh, I just turned on another function. Yeah, I may just have to pick a point and go because I don't know. If I missed someone's comment, I deeply apologize. Feel free to drop it back in. CJR says, I've been thinking about my goal weight. If I lose 24 more pounds, it puts me in the healthy weight BMI. Doc wants me a little heavier. I don't know. I'll assess as I go down 55 since November.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm always baffled by how doctors decide what weight you should be. I mean, are they looking at a chart? Are they looking at past weights? Are they looking at other people like you? Yeah, I think they're just taking a guess, right? So, how do you feel as you get to these weights? How are you feeling? Is it a weight you feel like you can live at? Do you feel, like you can maintain that weight? I don't want to be at a weight where I always feel like I can never have a piece of birthday cake or, go out to dinner because I want to live my life. And all those things are part of my life, right? So there you go. Laraine Roll. How do you calculate your water intake while on a GLP-1? You mean how much water do you need? There are some calculators online, that you can go and look at for your age and sex and height and weight and level of activity. So, if you're more active, you're going to need more water than an inactive person. I've always tried to shoot for about 100 ounces of water a day. Now, people have different problems and requirements, and that might be too much for some people.
If you have CKD, be careful. Water and protein can get you.
So, that's really where I have to say, I can tell you what I do, but I'm not a doctor. You should ask your doctor about that. But you know what? Nobody was ever hurt by drinking a glass of water at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? That's easy. Everybody can do that. So, but no, I bought another also at Aldi yesterday. I didn't buy this tumbler, but I bought a 4th of July tumbler. I got a little carried away at Aldi. And so I like to have fun cups. I like to carry them around with me when I'm in the car. I fill them up, put them in the car, and I always have water, right? So I don't ever, when I go on airplanes, I want to have my bottle of water. I don't want to have to wait until the drink cart comes around or whatever. I want to have my water at my seat, right? And I don't think I drink an excessive amount of water.
You do. Absolutely.
I don't think I do. Anyway, thanks for asking, Laraine. Deborah Kendrick, my PCP is using a supplement they are using in New Zealand and is patients for maintenance. Have you heard of it? What's the name of it? They mentioned it is derived from hops.
I don't know.
Tell us more. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Supplement they're using for maintenance. I mean, what would that have in it? Is it just like a super multivitamin? Yeah, and I take a multivitamin. I've tried some different ones here and there. I do like to take a multivitamin just in case I'm not eating certain foods. It just kind of gives you some coverage there.
Oh, Travis LR says,
what's a turtle drinking water over outside? How did that happen?
Because they can do stickers and things now.
That's fun.
Travis says, don't shoot me here, but isn't it a good thing if science discovers a reliable way to stop GLP-1s and maintain all the benefits? Isn't it good that they are researching it? I think any research is good, honestly. I think my wife just gets very skeptical about things.
I get very skeptical.
And I think that the challenge of obesity and the word we don't include in the definition of it enough is complex. So right now but the disease is incredibly complex. So right now they're really only using two pathways, right? Is a GLP-1 pathway and a GIP pathway, two hormones. And there's 50, 100 hormones out there doing things. These just happen to be big hammers that can come in there and do something. Probably 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, there'll be a lot more subtle medicine around all those other hormones. And there may well be a cure for obesity for some people. I don't know that there's ever going to, it's so complex. I don't know that there's ever going to be one cure for obesity that fixes everybody, but they may be able to personalize medication and say through a combination of these things, we can take it. And I think that would be awesome.
I mean, I'd love to have a way to not take medication and maintain my weight. Sure. Thank you, Sandy, for your super chat. Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. What does that look like? I mean, and I think back to the Fractal Health CEO that's, he's doing that procedure where basically they stick a tube down your throat.
They've got they've got two procedures going on. They've got the one where they do the cauterization, and they've got a genetic one where they do an injection into your pancreas that's supposed to help your genes create the right hormones. Now it's years out. It's super cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it's super cool.
We're all about science. We love science. I'm all about better living through medication, 100%. But if there's a way to come off these medications in the future, yeah, I'd entertain it. But I'm still, I'm like, show me the money, right? I'm from the show me state. I'm not, but you know what I mean. Conversations with Shelly. Still losing in maintenance on the 5 milligram and very exhausted as well. Well, maybe you need to go to 2.5, Shelly.
And Shelly, you have to actively add calories back in. You have to eat.
Yeah, I kind of got into that.
The maintenance can't do all of it. The drug can't do all of it. You have to actually eat.
Yeah. So you probably need to eat some more. That's probably why you're exhausted. But maybe, you need to add some carbs in, some complex carbs. If you're still losing and you don't want to, maybe your dose is too high. Maybe you need to ask your doctor about dropping down in dose. But it's good that you're realizing these things, because I think a lot of times people get to their goal weight and they keep losing just because they can, just because they're getting to a weight they've never gotten to before. And it's very enticing and it's very exciting. And suddenly we have control over something we never seemed to have control over before. So you kind of have to know when to say when, right? We don't want to waste away. We don't want to swing the pendulum to the other side. And now we're in another kind of disordered eating situation, right? So it's good that you're, realizing this, and maybe you want to do something different. Rachel says, I love watching you guys. I feel like I'm sitting with my parents having a cup of coffee. Okay. I don't know how old you are, Rachel, but I do have a 28-year-old son. 5 months on my GLP-3. Can I say that out loud? I mean, I guess. I just did. Aside from weight loss, it's regulated my menstrual cycle. Yep, we hear that quite a bit. It just kind of makes everything work better, right? Takes out inflammation and all of that. Gwen says supplements derived from the female flowers of the hop plant are primarily used to manage menopausal symptoms, promote sleep, and reduce anxiety. They are rich in phytoestrogen. All right. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like something. If I'm on a hormone replacement therapy, if I'm on an estrogen patch, I would definitely want to ask my doctor about that, because it might,
Whitney Miller says, question, have you experienced any lack of enjoyment from previous activities after starting GLP-1s? I found when I went down in dose, my enjoyment for things increased and my nausea and tiredness stopped. Well, there's a couple of things embedded in there. Typically, that's what's called anhedonia. It's what I think some of the
quite
dietitians.
The buzzword right now.
Yeah, it's the buzzword right now. Calls. I don't give a shits. There's a lot of shit coming up today.
Excuse me.
I think people talk about that all the time. I think for me, and I can only speak to my personal experience. So yes, I have experienced that, but the way I interpret that is that the things that I enjoyed prior to GLP-1s, frankly, I was I was overstimulated, and there was too many fireworks going off, and GLP-1s just downregulated that to a more normal standard response. So I still enjoy those things. They just don't light up everything in the world. And honestly, they probably never should have. So personal experience. It also sounds like you probably need to go down in dose anyway, because if you're experiencing nausea and tiredness, that's kind of that sweet spot of titration of how do you maintain, stay on your shot, be able to eat enough food, keep the side effects down. And that sounds like the right decision, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Germain, OTP, talking about clinical trials of CagriSema with amylin. Yeah, I saw that. I've actually got a whole video coming out on a bunch of those things here in the next few days. Since type 1 diabetics do not produce amylin, either be interesting to see if they do trials on type 1. How great would it be for them? I don't think they're doing type 1 trials on CagriSema right now. There are some tirzepatide trials on type 1s right now.
Anthony says, you've said before you can out-eat the medication now. Yes, I can. Do you mean eating past the full feeling? Yes, I do. Or something else. That's what I mean. Or is it more of a mental limit? Is the full feeling more subtle now? So prior to GLP-1s, I would eat and I would never feel full. So I could eat. Yeah, whatever, I'll finish everybody's plate. It's fine. So now I eat a normal portion of food and I'm full. I'm going to stop eating now. But maybe it's something that I particularly like, or, I'm in a situation where I'm presented with lots of different foods that are new and exciting, and maybe I want to push my limit and try some different things, and I physically can do that. I just probably will not feel good later. I might have indigestion, or I might feel nauseous, or I think at one point maybe I even threw up, like way back in the past. But anyway, the full feeling is not subtle. Like I feel full, like there's no nuance to it. I either do or I don't, I think. So, normally, when I'm full, like I'm done and I stop eating. I don't know. Help me out here. You have any thoughts on this?
I could out-eat it now. But remember, we're 2.5 years into this.
Yeah.
And the challenge of it is, at this point, it's almost hard to remember what it was like before.
Well,
so
when we first
I don't have a before and after of my appetite. I can't.
Oh, I
do. The best comparison that I saw a lady talk about the other day on a YouTube channel was, it was like a woman giving birth who forgot how terrible giving birth was, because if she remembered, she wouldn't have any more kids. Right. So 2.5 years later, it's a real challenge to get back to that original point. But I can eat more than I could, for sure. But I think that's kind of the point in maintenance. So it's okay. Right. I'm not overeating.
I don't want to overeat. I don't want to stuff myself to a point of being uncomfortable. And sometimes it's just a matter of being aware of your body. And sometimes, I developed a lot of bad habits over time, right? If there was food in front of me, a lot of times, whether I liked it or not, I would just keep eating it just because it was still in front of me. And sometimes I now find myself, I don't want to finish something because I'm full, but we're sitting there we're sitting there, and I look at it again, oh, maybe I'll have another bite. Like, no, like when I'm full, I'm done. The plates need to be removed, because if it's, I tend to pick at stuff for no reason if they're just sitting around. Does that make sense? So, will you be continuing cooking recipes from the Simple Meal Solutions? I think we're done, because I think we've cooked them all.
We have not cooked them all.
I think we've cooked all the ones we want to cook.
I don't know. I don't know is the answer to that. I think it's a great cookbook for somebody who wants to be able to get not good tasting, protein rich, easy to prepare meal on the table in around 30 minutes. I unfortunately find that boring as hell, to be quite frank. I like to cook. I like the process of cooking. I like the complication of cooking. It's therapeutic to me, honestly. And it's not even about the food. It's about the process for me. So I will probably do some more cooking stuff. Maybe I'll do some more recipes from that. I don't know. But I don't know. I bought some other ingredients for a whole. The challenge of cooking videos, and the reason that cookbook works, is because they're written by a dietitian. And if anybody says, "Well, that's bad for you," I can go, "The dietitian made it.
I didn't make it up. The
not
dietitian
me."
did.
And I'm not a dietitian.
Right.
I'm not a chef. I'm just a guy who likes to cook and has watched hundreds of thousands of hours of cooking TV and
it's true.
Taken some cooking classes. So I like that kind of content. I like to do it. It's relatively easy for us. And so we'll do more. What it'll look like, I'm not really sure. But we'll see. I don't know. Let's see here.
Margaret Mitchum says, hello from Northern Michigan. Had to make a smaller hole in my belt. We hammered an ice pick through it sitting on wood. Well, that's good. Got to make a tighter notch in your belt. Nancy Germain says, my sister texted me a picture that she had taken of me. I accused her of using AI to make me look thinner. She promised she didn't. It's hard to see it when you struggled for years, decades. Yeah, so my daughter and I, you might have seen my TikTok or my Facebook posts of some pictures my daughter took. We're taking pictures of each other in front of the Eiffel Tower. And she took them. I came and looked at it. I said, is that me? Do I look like that? I look good. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is what I look like. Like, sometimes it just doesn't click in your head. Now, sometimes I look at myself mostly in the mirror, not so much pictures, but in the mirror, and I'll think, oh, that looks bad, or that's too fat, or that's not good, or whatever. But if I look at a photograph, I'm able to be more objective, I think, than looking in the mirror. It's like a different experience. I don't really know how to explain it. But yes, I have struggled for decades, for sure.
Susie says, my doctor's office is not participating in the bridge program either. They say they don't have the staff for the prior authorization. I fired them. As well, you should,
good for you,
Susie. I mean, do they not take insurance either? Because it's not really going to be any different. The system's run by Humana. They will literally have to go into their computer and type in Susie, BMI, starting what dose are they? I mean, it's going to be like 5 things. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah. Well, good for you for firing them.
We're catching up to the Travis says, say that louder, CD. Your doctor should be on your side. Yeah, absolutely.
Jude says, if a doc says they won't participate in the bridge program, tell them you're calling the state's Board of Medicine. Well, there you go. There's nothing to participate in. They simply write the script.
There's a little more work than writing the script. And I don't know enough about the Board of Medicine to know. I mean, you could threaten them, but I don't know that it would matter.
I feel very lucky that my GP and cardiologist are so much on my team. Completely found them by luck also. Well, that's good, Travis. Yeah. I don't have a cardiologist. Do I need a cardiologist? Never seen a cardiologist.
Becky says, my doctor said he don't know about how Medicare and my Zepbound medication for sleep apnea treatment. I will be inquiring again in the fall before January 1st. I will be going to Medicare then. Medicare, it should cover your sleep apnea depending on the level that you're on. So absolutely,
I think maybe it does now.
Well, she's not on Medicare yet.
Oh, right.
So
Right. But I think Medicare does cover.
It does
sleep
if
apnea.
she were eligible for Medicare.
No, yes. No, we're saying the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Jude, I wrote prior authorizations to my and my husband's docs for the Bridge program. It takes about a minute. Yeah. CJR says, FYI, took your advice from last night. Having eye surgery next week due to a glaucoma crisis. Thanks, Dad. Genetics. Called doc today. Do not have to stop Zepbound prior to surgery. Thanks for leading. Yeah, so last night on our members live, she said, my doctor didn't say anything about, because I said, oh, did you have to stop your medication? She goes, well, they didn't really say anything. I said,
and I think she wasn't under general anesthetic, because it was one of the details, though. So I think that's.
Yeah. And I said, well, if they didn't bring it up, you need to ask and make sure they know that you're on the medication, and just make sure, because, better safe. Right. So I'm glad that you asked. Good for you. Goal today, week 49, Ruby Poo.
Yay.
Woohoo. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. How much did you lose? Tell us all about it. My guess is 49 pounds. So that's awesome. Awaken Shanitha. Darian, thank you. And Laraine, every person's story has an audience to capture. This is the reason we share. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your support.
Donna Johnson, who was in the insurance business, says, keeping my Medicare Bridge program is separate from your Medicare Part D MA plan. I've been told CMS is not accepting PAs from your doc till after 7/1. That is indeed true.
What he said on many videos. Yeah. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do until July 1st.
I actually have a video, another Bridge video that is really just a what do you need to do? No policy, none of that other miscellaneous stuff. Just what do you need to do?
Donna's going on the cruise.
Donna is going on the
from
cruise.
Omaha. Bring your dancing shoes, Donna. I was looking at the cruise activities. They plugged some more in today.
Go Shear says, I have Medicare, but not Part D. Will I still be eligible for the Bridge program? No, you will not. You have to have a Part D program. Doesn't matter which one you have, but you have to have a Part D program.
Can they get one if they don't have one at this point in the year?
I don't know how that works.
I think it's something you have to opt into.
I think you have to
before the year starts. Yeah.
But someone can fill us out. I don't know on that.
Rhonda McBride. I just started my weight loss on tirzepatide. I have lost 16 pounds in 3 months. I didn't know much about it until I started to watch YouTube channels. I think I went up on my dose too soon. I mean, it happens, right? Some doctors and some insurance companies even make you go up in dose every month. But our current rule of thumb now that we hear doctors say, we're not doctors, is that if a dose is working for you, meaning you're managing your side effects and you're losing weight on the dose, stay on the dose, right? If your weight loss peaks, or not peaks, if it plateaus, if it stops, then maybe that's the time to talk to your doctor about going to the next dose.
But I wouldn't worry about it as long as you didn't have side effects problems. There's no evidence.
It doesn't matter.
There's no evidence whatsoever that the way you titrate changes the total amount of weight you lose. I
definitely moved up in dose too soon, because when I first started, I was sent 3 months of medication from my original telehealth, not Mochi, a different one. Sent 3 months, a 2.5 vial, a 5 vial, and a 7.5. And they said, go up every month. And I went up every month. I was losing weight on all the doses. So, and then I got to about 10, and we heard that you could stay on the dose if the dose is working. So
I've seen people lose hundreds of pounds on every imaginable titration strategy, everything you can imagine.
Well, I haven't seen it on 2.5. I think Lynn G, I think it's the
most. But I've seen them move up every month and lose hundreds of pounds. I've seen them go slowly and take 6 months of dose. I've seen them.
It depends on the
on every possible variation of a titration strategy. I've seen people lose.
It's okay if you went up on your dose too soon. It's okay.
It doesn't matter.
It's in the long run. It's not that big a deal.
The real goal is
and
to
you can't
keep
go
you
back.
on.
So
the real goal is to keep you on the
fine.
meds.
Yeah, you don't want to go up too soon and have side effects that make you want to discontinue the medication.
Mark Blackmore says down 45 pounds. Yay, Mark.
Yay, Mark.
And perhaps just as exciting. Wait a minute. Let me get to it. Where was it? And hit Wonderland.
Oh, awesome. Wonderland is when your weight number starts with the number 1 instead of the number 2 or more. Coop, shot day to day, 7 weeks in, moved up to 5 milligram last week and feeling a lot of appetite suppression and tiredness, feeling cold. Excuse me. Yeah, 22 pounds. I told you I was tired today. Down 22 pounds and already halfway to goal. So 0 complaints here. 7 weeks in, 22 pounds, 3 pounds a week. All right. Yeah, lots of appetite. Maybe you didn't need to move up to 5. Like, why'd you move up to 5? You're losing 3 pounds a week. I think you're zipping along there. If if you're still tired and cold and you can't eat, like maybe move back down, but talk to your doctor.
And the tiredness nutrition can contribute to the tiredness. So make sure you're getting vitamin, even if it's a multivitamin. Talk to your doctor, run your blood work, because you're going pretty fast. Laraine, not Laraine. She's yawning.
Sorry.
Question: how do you calculate your water intake while on a GLP-1? I'm getting confused. How much should I drink a day?
I honestly reach out to your doctor and ask that question. There are calculators online. You can put your information in and figure it out. Personally, I go for about 80 to 100 ounces of water a day. That's just what I've always tried to do, like through Weight Watchers and stuff like that. Some people, if you have health issues, that might be too much for some people. So, that's why I say, ask your doctor. I'm not a doctor.
Hubley says she rambles.
Who, me? Welcome to the Downsized, where you can listen to the ramblings of Laraine. I'm not. I don't think. Anyway, don't we have one of those calculators on our website at the Downsized?
Not water.
Not water.
I've never seen a hydration calculator.
Weight Watchers guide was 8-ounce glasses of water a day at one time, 64 ounces of water a day. You used to have to check off the little boxes for your water. But, it depends on who you ask. It depends on if you have kidney disease, that might be too much water. Like, I don't want to tell somebody something that's going to hurt them, because that's the last thing I would ever want to do. That's why I'm always say, ask your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I can tell you what I do, but it might not be right for you.
Donna says you need Medicare Part D or MA plan that includes drugs. If only A and B, but no drug coverage, then I do not think you are eligible for bridge. Enroll in a drug plan this fall for 1127.
In the fall.
Yep, you are
Donna.
correct.
Donna was in the insurance industry for a long time. Matt Mabus, been on Zepbound 7 months, down 70-ish pounds, starting to go on maintenance. How do you deal with the anxiety of when you don't feel right or sick and seem to point at the drug as a reason for feeling bad?
Well, first of all, down 70-ish pounds.
Anxiety. Congratulations.
I think it's easy for people to, when we get this question pretty frequently, it's how do you actually know the difference between a side effect of the medication and I'm sick, I have a cold, I have the flu, I have whatever, and that's kind of that anxiety that you're feeling, right? It's it's
working, but am I sick because I'm on it? Am I feeling bad because I'm on it, or am I actually sick? And what? It's it's not uncommon. Sometimes you're just sick. Sometimes it's a virus or a cold or a flu or something, and you're just not going to feel good. And sometimes maybe you ate something that didn't agree with you, maybe a greasy food, maybe you didn't get enough sleep, or who knows, right? But the important thing, and what Christopher always says, is you want to be able to take your shot every week, right? Just take your shot. That's the most important thing is just take your shot. Now, I have been at times so sick. I can think of like one instance in particular over the course of 2.5 years where I was so sick that I did not take my shot that particular week because I wasn't eating. I picked up a virus on a cruise ship. I tested for COVID. It wasn't COVID. It was just something else. And I just physically couldn't eat. So sometimes you're just sick. And then sometimes your body just is reacting to your environment or what you ate.
But the anxiety, that's a tough one. I mean,
it's nothing anxiety, try not to stress out about it, right? Because this is now a lifelong medication, at least for me, it's a lifelong medication, right? So we can go up in dose, we can go down in dose, we can pause our dose if we need to, but not normally need to. But there, you have to figure out what your options are and how to work within what your body is telling you. Does that make sense? Maybe not.
Rhonda McBride says, do you know anything about how people do on GLP-1s that have had a gastric bypass many years ago?
They do great.
They do great.
They all do great.
And there's probably, as we read the comments, we'll probably hear 50 people that are saying I have one. So if you go watch our Downsized Dish interviews, probably 30 or 40% of those people have had some kind of bariatric surgery.
Yeah.
I know Barb had a Roux-en-Y. There's a lot of people that have, and they do very, very well with it. To my knowledge, those bariatric surgeries don't have any impact on whether the GLP-1 is going to work for you or not. And we've interviewed lots of doctors as well as specific bariatric surgeons who talk about using it for recovery and maintenance, who talk about actually now they're kind of using it for prep, getting you to a healthier weight for the surgery. And then after this, kind of thinking it as one combined treatment, not as a either or thing. So,
I mean, we've talked to so many people who had gastric bypass, 10 years ago, 15 years ago or more, and they lost a great deal of weight. And then at some point the weight started coming back, right? Because it didn't take their food noise away long term. Maybe it does a little bit in the beginning. It just physically limited what they could put into their body in terms of food. So over time, you can stretch that back out, or your body adjusts, or you're able to eat more, and then the weight creeps back up. And then they go on a GLP-1 and they're like, oh, where was this when I had my surgery, right? So, and we've seen the numbers of bariatric surgeries decreasing as GLP-1s have increased in popularity. So, I mean, of course, if you could take a medication and get the same results as altering your insides forever, like, why wouldn't you?
Gwen Roy says, Donna Johnson, that is incorrect. Oh. Bridge is totally not part of the Part D program. Well, Gwen, you're both right.
Oh.
So the Bridge program is administered by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services outside of Medicare, and they're using Humana to administer their system to administer it. There is, however, a requirement that you have a Medicare Part D plan to be eligible for the Bridge program. So you're both actually right. Moments in Motion.
Moments in Motion. I'm with Fridays and on 11.1 milligrams. I'm 5'1", 133 pounds. They dropped my dose to 8.5 because of my BMI. All right. My GP would like me to lose 10 more. I don't get it. I tried to explain it to Fridays and no go. Fridays dropped your dose from 11 to 8.5 because of your BMI. I mean, I guess if you're 5'1", maybe you're on the high end of normal, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, Moments in Motion, you have your GP saying
my GP,
you're on compounded. You can draw whatever dose that your doctor tells you to draw. Right? You may have to do a little bit of math to figure it out, but you
more and get 4 shots out of the vial.
I mean, you'll have to get a few less shots out of the vial, but you can take a higher dose. There's ways that's just math.
Well, but you won't.
It's annoying that they do that, or you
won't be getting your.
Or you change telehealth companies.
I don't understand why Fridays made you drop your dose. Like, were you losing too much weight? Were you having side effects? Like, why? Like, a lot of doctors say whatever dose.
Well, they say because of her BMI.
That doesn't make sense. If your BMI is too high, why would they drop your dose? This isn't a low BMI situation. Can I take more? Yes, you can. You can take. Yes, that's kind of what he's. Yeah. You just have to figure out the units and then pull it out of the vial.
I mean, that's the nice thing about the needle and vial is you can adjust your dose, especially if you have your local doctor that has said, hey, so you're obviously working with somebody. There's some math involved there, so make sure you're careful about it. You can ask a pharmacist, or you can ask ChatGPT if you punch all the numbers in, it'll give you that.
Yeah, I don't like that they made you drop your dose. I don't understand that. I don't. And if your in-person doctor wants you to lose another 10 pounds, what good is dropping your dose going to do? Like, that's not good. I don't know. It's not computing. It's not computing. Barb says, I had an RNY gastric bypass in 2001. There are lots of us who have had bariatric surgery on meds now. Yep.
Anthony says, how many plates of food can you put away at a buffet on day 3 of your shot? I only had yogurt for breakfast and went to a buffet on my day 3 and had 3 plates of barbecue and 2 dessert plates for lunch. Dude.
Let's see. Day 3, I have pretty good appetite suppression, right? So on day 3, you only had yogurt for breakfast, went to a buffet, 3 plates. That sounds like a lot, Anthony. I'm not gonna lie. 3 plates of barbecue, all right. I mean, I do love desserts, so I'm all about if I'm at a buffet and I see a couple good looking desserts, I might pick them up. Now I might not finish them because usually they're not as tasty as I imagine them to be, and that sounds like a lot, Anthony. I'm gonna tell it to you straight because I know you. I don't know you. We've never met, but it sounds like a lot. So, how did you feel after you ate the 3 plates of barbecue and the 2 dessert plates? Because I think that would have put a hurt on me. I think I would have been looking for some Tums or looking for some Pepto or something. That sounds like a lot. Yes, Terry Schwartz is my sister. There you go. You did remember that correctly. Patrick Morgan says, for me, maintenance isn't about chasing the lowest scale weight forever. It's about learning how to perform, recover, build muscle, fuel correctly, and create a healthier long-term body composition. Amen. He said it all right there, right? I mean, it's not just about our weight anymore. Maybe for me it was at the beginning, but yeah, it's how am I going to be the best me I can be, right? How am I going to get the best performance out of my workouts? How am I going to try to build some muscle? What do I need to be eating that I'm feeling my best? Healthier long-term body composition, right? I want to decrease my body fat. I want to increase muscle. That doesn't happen overnight or even in the course of a month, right? It's a long-term building process. Just Me says, down 59 pounds today. Also, finally got insurance approval for Mounjaro, and now Lacoste is free.
That's good insurance.
Where do you work? And are they accepting applications? Can I get a job there? Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations. It's like winning the lottery, right? For sure.
It is.
It is. We have another super chat over there. Darian says, I think it's...
Sorry, I'll come back to you, Darian.
Sandy Saya says, thank you for your super chat. I started at 335, now I'm 257. What do you suggest I do if I experience a lot of phlegm in the morning? 7.5 Zepbound now. Also, if I eat too late, I throw up. Well, don't eat too late. So number 1, phlegm in the morning. I wonder what causes that. I don't know. Is that like an acid reflux type of thing, do you think? Or is it just, did you have that before? I'm not a doctor. I don't have.
Is it a dairy issue? Are you eating something that's causing
something not agreeing with you? Yeah, maybe log, what you're eating, and then see if it correlates to that.
I've seen people who have issues with protein drinks, with the whey-based protein drinks, that the whey causes that. So you might just need to play with that a little bit. I mean, I'd talk to your doctor and mention that, because it's an interesting symptom's not really the word, just fact. It's just kind of
Well, and the late night eating, or if you eat too late, you throw up. That's definitely, you definitely want to avoid that. Like a lot of times we're done eating dinner, clean up, kitchen's closed. I don't eat anything else until breakfast the next morning. And I'm not hungry for food. I'm not thinking about food. I always tried to avoid eating at night, even, before GLP-1s, because, everybody said, oh, you eat late at night, you turn straight to fat, or you lay down, your body doesn't process it, or blah, blah, blah. So for whatever reason, there's a lot of reasons why people don't eat at night, but if it makes you throw up, then I would definitely say maybe, look at stopping eating after dinner. Paul Sidweeks, both guy from Utah, saying hi and looking forward to next week. I will see you in a few days. Wow. Okay, cool.
So anybody who is doing the cruise, you got an email from Laraine, and in that email from Laraine is a link that will take you to a questionnaire that asks you to fill in your YouTube name. So in your case, it would be Paul Sidweeks. Maybe that's your real name too. I don't know. And where you're from. And it's because I want to put those things on your name tag for the cruise. That way, because people walk up to me all the time and they think I'm their best friend. And their name was QRC315.
CJR.
And it turns out in real life, their name is Jimmy. Okay. I won't know those things. And plus where you're from is just a nice conversation point.
Right. And so, please click the link and fill that information out into the Google form.
So don't put
email
it here.
Me back.
Don't email it. Don't put it on Facebook.
Don't put it on the cruiser's Facebook page. Anchor Moments. I'm looking at you. But I knew their information anyway. But if you could please put it in the Google sheet, that would be very helpful. I mean, because there's 82 of you now, and I think about 60 people have filled it out. So I appreciate that. What we've found as we've done this channel and we've talked to people, and a lot of times when you give people information, they maybe don't absorb it on the first pass, or if you give them too much information, there's too many things. So I maybe put too much information in that one email. So anyway. Welcome to the Downsized.
Anthony says, do you guys know when the Human Body Pod goes on sale? I want to stack the sale price with your code. They don't tell us.
I've been looking at that price. I think it's on sale
for Memorial Day, though.
That thing's always on sale, right? I think with our code, you can get it down to about $183 is the lowest that I've seen. I think its regular price is around $200 or $220 or something like that. If you see it and you price it out and you plug in our code and it's below $183, that's the best price. If you see it, it's like $183, $185 with our code. That's pretty much what it's been. That's pretty much what people get. But they're always running a sale, but our code does usually stack on top of their whatever sale they're going. And G up north. Hi there. So glad to see this live stream. Starting my 5th on Wegovy oral.
On 9 milligram dose since 3rd month. Scared to go up in dose. Because I was really nauseated first month of 9, but noise came back. I think that I understand the apprehension, and it's possible that you will be nauseated. I can tell you, the longer you're on these medications, the less likely you are to have that sort of side effect. And so you've now been, what did you say, 3 months? Yeah, 3rd month. If you're starting to get food noise back, it's going to definitely be time to. Your body has adjusted more since the 1st month. So you've had a lot more medication. Your body's had a lot more time to get used to it. You will probably be okay, but you take it and you do the best you can. And your doctor can always write you a prescription for nausea if he needs to.
Yeah, there are prescription nausea medications. So if that food noise is creeping back, that's no good, right? We don't want that. We want to put the brakes on that. So you might have to take a nausea medication if you go up in dose to eliminate the food noise. Hubely 53 thought this was about side effects.
Well, the title has side effects in the title, and we always talk about side effects. But I think there's 3 things in that title. If you have a question about side effects, always happy.
Do you have? My main side effect was constipation. We haven't talked about constipation this video. So my main side effect was and still is constipation. I mean, and I think that's just I've realized now through this GLP-1 journey, that's just how my body works. I've just always suffered with constipation, but I just never realized it or thought about it. So the tirzepatide really slows everything down. So I like fiber gummies. I take some sugar-free fiber gummies. I try to eat fiber-rich foods like my Kashi protein and high fiber cereal, fruits and vegetables. I try to get in some kind of fruits and vegetables at lunch and some kind of fruits and vegetables in at dinner because I'm not really snacking anymore. So I have to remember to put those foods in even when maybe I'm not wanting to eat like a whole bunch of food, right? My doctor, colonoscopy doctor recommended Miralax. He said I probably should have taken Miralax a few times before my last colonoscopy because, the prep didn't really clear everything out. Anyway, too much information, I know, but there's lots of remedies out there over the counter. Ask your doctor. Just Cheerio. Can I get some confetti for my 1-year anniversary? Can't believe it went by so fast. I'm so happy to be at Gull. It's going to be a great summer. Yay! Awesome. She said that before, but I guess you didn't give her any confetti, so she wanted.
I thought I did, but if not, I apologize.
Maybe you need to put like your total weight loss in there. He gets, he throws confetti more for the weight loss numbers. But no, congratulations.
No, I thought I did, but
All right. What else? Any other questions? Kurt says, good evening, Elsie and group. Got here late, but better late than never. Happy cruising coming up to all of you that are going. Well, thanks, Kurt. We'll be recording lots of videos, so we'll be putting those up for everybody to watch and see. And hopefully, we plan on doing another one next year, so maybe you can join us. Well, there'll be a telehealth that will help with the bridge program. Beats me. I don't. People have told me they don't think Mochi is.
So I think when you see I think there's 2 different kinds of telehealth companies, and there's one kind that's sort of a broad general medical telehealth company.
What are you talking about?
That they're not completely focused on weight loss right. They're kind of they
Hims
do
and Hers,
like Hims and Hers, and some of those.
Yeah.
A lot of those will help you with it. Now it's going to be an expensive way to do it, I'll tell you, because most of them have subscriptions, and but there are certainly some ones that do it. I think the GLP-1 focused ones, the Mochis and the Fridays and those kinds of guys, probably are not going to. It's just not what the business that they're in. Your local doctor should be able to do this in like 5 minutes. It should not be a difficult thing. There is nothing hard about it. I've got another video that'll come out next week on it, maybe this week. That'll walk you through what you have to do and give you the details. And then when the system actually opens up, we'll have Joe Zuki come on, who's tell me what Joe is again, because I just went out of my head.
Nurse practitioner.
There you go, nurse practitioner. He's been on before. But he can see the system from behind the scenes, so he'll tell us all about it.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have 295 people on and 246 likes. Hello, everybody.
Susie says, Zepbound is in fact covered by Medicare for obstructive sleep apnea.
That's right.
Yep. However, don't hold your breath on getting it authorized. I got tired of fighting that battle. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess your doctor wasn't any help on that. Yeah, it's frustrating for sure. Darium says, is there still a discount code available for the Your Weight Matters National Convention?
Yes, there is. Let me turn it on.
I heard the early bird registration ends on 6/22. Yes, you can use our code YWM.
It'll scroll around. I'll leave it on for a minute.
I think it's YWMDS for Downsized 20 for $20 off. Yeah, you can go to their website at the Your Weight Matters National Convention, or the Obesity Action Coalition is the one who's putting this on, and learn about it. We went last year. Darium told us about this conference last year. We went last year. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot of stuff. We met a lot of great people that are also battling this disease of obesity, or, other content creators, other patients. We met obesity medicine doctors, heard a lot of fascinating presentations. Christopher and I, mostly Christopher, recorded a lot of videos with patients and a few doctors there. So, I think if you're in the Orlando area, or you're able to go to Orlando in July, which it's going to be hot, but we'll be inside, so we'll be fine. If you're able to make it, I think it is a great way to meet and interact with other people who are, have battled their weight, battling the disease of obesity, and, learning new stuff, making new friends. Right, Christopher Durham?
You betcha.
You betcha.
Let's see. Elizabeth says, haven't given you guys an update in a while. Just celebrated 1 year on Zepbound, down 130 pounds.
Fantastic.
I went paddleboarding. Never thought that would be possible. I don't think I'll ever be. I've tried paddleboarding. I'm not that coordinated, no matter what my weight is. So good for you, girl.
You did paddleboard once.
I did. I could not stand up, though.
That's awesome.
That was not a thing I was capable of.
I like paddleboarding. It's the only time we ever are in a place where there's paddleboarding is we're in an ocean situation, and paddleboarding in the ocean is like nearly impossible. It's much better if you can get it like on a calm lake, but I like paddleboarding. I'm not good at it, but I like it. C. Lynn says, how do you know when you get to the weight you are happy with? I can't see how I will know. How will I know if he... sorry, just burst into song. How will you know, Lynn? How will she know? You may not know. You may have to hang out at different weights for a while and try them out. Like, there's no weight police, right? There's no weight police saying, oh, you're 160. So, maybe you should be at 155.
Let's back up for a second, though. Are you going to your doctor regularly and getting your blood work done and having a conversation about your health? Because the first thing I would start with is, what are those health markers? So how's your blood pressure? How's your A1C? All of those things, because those things are really good indicators of where your weight should be. And when those numbers get to a nice, clean, healthy place, that starts to point towards you're in the right place. The second part of it is what Lorraine's talking about. It's the, how do you feel about it? How do your clothes wear on you? What's the emotional part of it, right? And that's a little bit more difficult. And fortunately, you can adjust it as you go. It's okay.
I mean, I was on Weight Watchers since 1985, right? So I was always following those Weight Watchers height and weight charts. So you can Google that. I'm a 5'5", 57-year-old mom of 3. So I think at 5, I used to be 5'5.5". So I'd round that up to 5'6". I told him I was 5'6" at Weight Watchers so I could be 5 pounds more. And I think that the top number to hit the Weight Watchers goal for someone who's 5'6" was 156 pounds. So that's always a number that I had in my mind that I wanted to get to. And then, over the years, I actually shrank. And so now I'm really just 5'5". And so that number is 150. So I got to 156, and then I got to 150. And then I'm like, I don't know, could I lose even more? And I got to 145, and I got to 140, I got to 138, and I'm like, this is not, like, the clothes that I just bought are now like not fitting, and for what? Like I'm good where I am. So now I've evened out around 143 to 147 is kind of the range I'm sticking in these days. So you know, it's kind of just a trial and error process, but you can look at some weight charts and get an estimate of the direction you want to go toward. Chaz Mart 666. Does anyone else deal with a GP that just doesn't seem to understand the whole GLP-1 thing? Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Since I've switched to insurance coverage, I've had to deal with wrong dosage, wrong form of injection. What do you mean, wrong form of? How many forms of injection are there? What do you mean? What do you mean, Chaz? What do you mean?
So, yeah, honestly, Chaz, I think probably, and I'm making up a completely non-scientific number, probably 80 or 90% of all general practitioners know very little about GLP-1s, and they are learning it on the fly.
Yeah.
And of those, probably half of them don't want to. What I would tell you is, when I started 2.5 years ago, I mean, I like my doctor a lot. He's great. He's smart. He listens to me. And he's honest enough that he was like, well, I have like 2 people on this medication right now, but we can learn together. And we would have conversations, and he would go back and research things. And his attitude about it was honest and authentic. And we kind of learned as we went, right? Did we make mistakes? Probably, but it was okay because of the way he handled it. I think it's all about how they handle it. And honestly, if you don't feel like you're getting the care you need, find another doctor.
Yeah. I mean, my doctor that I had some years ago, I would beg her to help. I was like, is there anything you can give me? I'm running half marathons. I'm on Weight Watchers. I just can't get below 185 pounds. And she goes, well, you just need diet and exercise. So I'm like, I'm doing that. Right. So I don't see her anymore. She's also the one that, talking about how much should I weigh? How much? Because I asked her one time what my goal weight should be. Because at Weight Watchers, if you had a doctor's note that was higher than their charts, you could hit your maintenance weight at a higher weight. So I said, oh, Dr. Jane, what do you think I should weigh? She looked at me. She goes, oh, how tall are you? I said, 5'5.5". She goes, 160 pounds. Didn't look at a chart. Didn't look anything up. Just was like, 100. Not the best, not the best approach, right? So it's very frustrating when you have a doctor who is just kind of flippant about your weight because you know why. Okay.
Yeah.
160 pounds. I don't know. Nelson Smith says 72 years old, started at 262 2 months ago today. A lot of 2s in there, Nelson. You should play the lotto with 2s in it. 236 this morning, down 10%. 7.5 Mounjaro, $11. $11? What does that mean? You pay $11. Little constipation first 2 weeks. Increased my protein, a lot of walking and weight training. Feel great. I think you're on a good track there, Nelson Smith. So good for you. Keep going. Yeah, you might have to manage that constipation. So eat some vegetables, eat some fiber, drink your water. I'm glad you're walking and weight training and doing all the things. Awesome. Fire wife, lawyer mom. All right. I love you guys. No one knows about my GLP-1 journey other than my husband. So you guys are like my besties. I listen to you on my walks and doing chores, and you're the best support system for me.
You.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
She goes on to say, my doc just increased me from 2.5 to 5. I'm on week 6 of 2.5. Okay. What should I expect? Maybe nothing. Maybe
weight loss.
I mean, it depends on if you currently are having side effects and you increase the side effects will probably increase. If you're currently okay, I mean, I didn't notice any difference from 2.5 to 5.
You should be fine. If you have any, side effects, reach out to your doctor. Make sure you're eating your protein, you're drinking your water, you're getting some movement in, getting some sleep. All these things are kind of key pillars.
key pillars.
Is she a fireman and a lawyer, or is it fire?
Or maybe she's the wife of a fireman. I don't know. Or maybe
fire
she's just
wife.
fiery.
Married to fire?
Maybe she's just fiery. I don't know.
Fire.
And she's a lawyer.
And she's a lawyer and a mom. All right. So she's busy. She's busy with things that are happening, and she's got to take some time for herself. So you go fire wife, lawyer, mom. Catsy Cal. I haven't seen all the medical studies episodes, but have they had any studies on why some people do not have food noise? Yes, because they don't have the disease of obesity.
No, even people with obesity might not.
All right. It's not really a thing, but I gained weight and could lose. I don't think people really became aware of the term that is food noise until they no longer had the food noise, right? So, and it's very hard to explain food noise to a person who has never struggled with their weight. People that are naturally thin, for the most part, do not have food noise. So
I think Catsy Cal, we've done a couple of episodes where we talked about some research and some theories around obesity where they've built out what are called phenotypes, which are different kinds of obesity. Basically, it's the notion that we say obesity as if it's all one thing, and it's not really one thing. So there's a couple of different projects that have split it up into 4 or 5 different things, and there's different variations on it. And how you came to it, what age, how it would develop, there's all kinds of things around it. And food noise is one of the functions of various pieces of those things. And what those phenotypes really point out is that we don't know much. And they're still trying to figure it out. And they're trying to build out, kind of goes back to the diagnostic criteria where we were talking about earlier, is we know you're big and we know you have a big waist and there's things we can measure, but we're not quite sure what all the biological things are that are happening. And we're not even really quite sure how GLP-1s really work if you listen to them. So it's a point of, do they know the answer to why some people have food noise? Even obese people have food noise and don't. Not really, they don't. They're trying to figure it out. We interviewed Michelle Cardell. She wasn't a doctor. She was she was a doctor of nutrition and something else at Kylera Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And she was working with a team who had built out a food noise inventory questionnaire. I'm trying to get that team on the channel to actually to present that. I don't know. Sometimes those guys
measure
are
like
too nerdy.
Levels of food noise, and I mean that's all fine and interesting and good, but how does that help me in my weight loss journey?
That's what they're trying to figure out. Yeah. Sometimes they have to do research to get to even the right question to do the research that helps you. Right. Sometimes it's intermediary research.
Yeah. So, all I know is Zepbound took my food noise away. And I didn't even know I had food noise until I didn't have food. You know what I mean? And then I look back and I'm like, my brain was telling me to eat all the time. All the time. I'm eating breakfast, thinking about lunch and thinking about dinner and what am I going to have for snack. It's exhausting. So I'm just very glad I don't have it anymore.
Chaz Martin says, I've had it submitted for vial instead of pen, and now first refill with titrating up was submitted for Mounjaro instead of Zepbound, and switched from regular pen to quick pen. This time still waiting to... Well, Chaz Martin, that's not an obesity problem. That's an incompetence problem.
Well, he was talking about his doctor was
right, but if they're submitting the wrong
prescription
thing,
that's
incompetence. That's not obesity.
Yeah, it's just like you have to keep calling them and telling them they submitted the wrong thing.
I mean, these are more complex than a lot of things, but
it's not rocket science.
No.
It's not brain surgery. I mean, it's clicking a box on their computer. So somebody's just not.
Or I mean, maybe that doctor's not keeping good notes, and a lot of times what happens today is if they're not. Like my doctor actually sits and does it on the computer with me as I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he even has me look at it and go, this is what you want, right? As a kind of a double check. Maybe they're not remembering. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sounds like a new doctor.
Yeah. Or you just have to keep going back to him and say, this is not right. You have to redo it. This is not right. I need you to redo it. Thank you very much. SMI Renee, I've increased my Zepbound from 10 to 12.5, but I'm still stuck at 181 to 183 pounds. It's going on at least 3 months now. My GLP-1 journey began August 6, 2025 at 231 pounds. So how long have you been on the 12.5? Has it been on 12.5 3 months, or you just moved up to the 12.5? I would give 12.5 a couple of months to work. And if you're still not doing anything, there's always 15. But then again, like, what else is going on? Like, what's going on in your life? How fast did you lose? Well, I guess from August 231 to, was that like 50 pounds in about maybe 6 months or so? So it seemed like you were having some good success, and then it kind of leveled off, and you're increasing your dose. So, I mean, give that dose some time to work. If that dose is not doing it, there might be some other factors that at work, like what would you say to that?
I mean, I think there's 2 plays there. First play is take your shot, then take it again, then take it again, then take it again, that. Rinse and repeat.
Right.
Second play is you've lost a lot of weight. So are you actually hitting the right calorie count? So do you need to recalculate your deficits? Or are you eating enough? Right. There's both ends of that scale. Maybe you need to talk to a nutritionist too. I mean, that's
a
might
great
be
idea. Yeah.
Might be a good thing.
Take a look at what you're eating. Are you fueling your body appropriately? Are you eating enough? Are you eating too much? Are you eating enough protein? Are you drinking enough water? Do you need to add in exercise? Like, if it was working and then it's kind of leveled out, like what changed? Like what's going on in your life where something changed?
Firewife lawyer mom says, yes, I'm the wife of a firefighter and attorney and a homeschool mom.
Homeschool mom.
So you're a busy lady.
Oh my God.
Down 12 pounds on my first month on Mounjaro. Manageable side effects. So looking forward to losing 100 pounds. Pray for me.
You do not look from that lovely picture. You do not look like you have 100 pounds to lose, but I'll take your word for it. So, well, that's good. I mean, you're down 12 pounds on your first month. You're very busy. You're juggling a lot of things. So you're managing your side effects. So good for you. It's working.
Gemma says, a question. I'm in California. Could you please post a link to this bill that would do away with GLP-1 availability in California? And who we should write? I would have to go Google it, to be quite frank, Jim.
All GLP-1 availability?
Yeah, that's their goal. What I would tell you is the young lady who we've had on before, her name is Sabina, who runs GLP Winner, follows all of the legislation around GLP-1s religiously. If you don't follow her on TikTok, do. She also has a newsletter that comes out.
GLP Winner.
I mean, because honestly, there is so much legislation on GLP-1s right now. I think in 15 or 16 states that if we followed all of that, first of all, most of it never gets out of committee. So it would just make everybody crazy. It would overtake the news. And honestly, a lot of it's just not important. But she's tracking it very, very closely. She flies out and goes to the congressional hearings. I mean, she does a lot. Sabina's great. I would have to go do the same thing you would, Gemma, and Google for it.
Tammy.
Oh, sorry.
Tammy Runyon.
I'll get it.
Tammy Runyon says, I cannot overeat or I will get sick after 2 years. I gained 10 pounds my first year in, and I feel better. I'm more comfortable in the low 160s. I felt and looked sick in the low 150s. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to look in the mirror and know, but, take some pictures, like, ask a close family member or your spouse, like, what do you think?
That's a new picture, Tammy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice picture.
You look good, Tammy. And then we had another comment about somebody can't go back to counting again.
Oh, here we go.
I saw that flash. Susie said, that's why I refuse to start counting everything again. I won't trade one type of food noise for another. I will eat healthy and take my shot. Yeah. So this is where same. I feel the same. I'm with you 100%. it's important that your dose is not too high to where you never feel hungry at all. Because if you never feel hungry at all, you're probably not going to eat enough calories to fuel your body, right? So those hunger cues are important. So, back in the days of yore with Weight Watchers, I wanted to avoid being hungry. I wanted to eat those 0-point foods because I could eat them all day long to not be hungry. So hunger back then was like a bad thing that I wanted to avoid. Now I need those hunger cues to remind me to eat breakfast, to eat lunch, to eat dinner. I don't need to be reminded to eat all day long. But I need to eat 3 meals a day. I like eating 3 meals a day. I want to eat 3 meals a day, and that works for me, right? So if you want to get to the dose that is controlling your food noise, but also allows you to feel some hunger for meal times and allows you to eat enough calories to fuel your body. Reading Mama Amanda Illithorpe. Thanks for all you do in my relatively short journey, approaching 6 doses Friday. You've empowered me greatly with knowledge and confidence to continue advocating for myself. Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for your comment. That's awesome. I'm glad that you have been empowered through the Downsized. That's great.
M. Burner says, welcome to my world, LOL. Even on Zepbound for a year with only 5 pounds down and finally on 15 milligrams. Still no food noise since day one, but weight loss, no. Now we're combining metformin finally. So, I mean, we hear that there is, and we talk to them every day. So there is a certain percentage, 10 to 20% of any given population that doesn't respond as well to these as other people, and it's not your fault, to be quite frank. I interviewed a doctor at Obesity Week, Dr. Michael Beerbaum or Lieberman, I don't remember which, but one of those from Cornell, and his statement was, if you didn't lose weight on these, or your A1C didn't go down, or whatever it was, that you did not fail, the drugs failed you. And we just haven't found the right drug for you yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why, and you'll see, I've got a video I'm filming tomorrow, actually, that'll be, here's the 15 medications coming, in the next few years. And basically within 5 years, you're looking at almost 30 drugs that have the potential to be on the market. And what's exciting about that is they're not all just semaglutide and tirzepatide. There's amylins and glucagons, and there's all kinds of other things. And those other mechanisms may be the things that your body needs.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting that she's eliminated her food noise, but no weight loss. So, and how has that affected your eating? Are you eating, do you think you're eating less now? Because that's an interesting combination of things that I haven't really heard people say before. I've not lost weight, but I don't feel like I have to eat all the time. So that's kind of like half the battle, right? I would think if you don't have food noise, you would be able to not eat as much as you were before.
It may not have stopped the enough point. Basically, her body is still storing.
Your body still stores whatever you're eating as fat, and that's so annoying, right? Yeah, but hang in there. There'll be other medications coming out. Cagrosema's coming out.
Yeah.
Retatrutide.
I mean, there's a bunch
in 2027, hopefully. So keep your eye. Make sure you watch our news. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Downsized. We do a news show every Monday that gives you really a complete update of what's going on in the GLP-1 world.
All right, so there's 302 of you out there, 276 likes. Thank you very much. You could always like and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It has been 2 hours and 23 minutes and 44 seconds, which means
we're done.
I will turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah. For sure. Well, thanks guys for watching. Next week we will be live probably from Florida. So as we prepare to go on the Downsized cruise, we look forward to meeting all of our Downsized cruisers. And but we'll still have videos coming out every day. We've pre-recorded stuff for when we're on the cruise and doing stuff. So Don't worry. Like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Go ahead. No, just kidding. Hit the like button, subscribe to the Downsized, and we're glad to be here to support you.
All right. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized.
Bye. Thank you.
See you next time.